Luxury brands don't sell products, they sell transformation. A Rolex is not a watch, a Gucci bag is not leather, a Ferrari is not transportation. They are emotional weapons designed to change how people see you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. And the scary part? Most people never realize they're being psychologically programmed from the moment they're born, because luxury branding is not really about fashion, it's about identity manipulation. It starts young. A teenager sees celebrities wearing designer clothes, rappers flex watches worth more than houses, influencers casually post photos inside private jets. Over time, the brain starts connecting luxury with power, luxury with success, luxury with attractiveness, luxury with importance. And slowly, a dangerous equation forms inside the subconscious mind. If I own expensive things, maybe I matter. That single idea fuels a multi-trillion-dollar industry, but luxury brands understand something most people don't. Humans are tribal creatures. We constantly look for social signals to determine who has status, power, intelligence, beauty, and influence. And luxury brands exploit this ancient biological instinct perfectly. Think about it. Why would someone spend $8,000 on a handbag that costs maybe $200 to manufacture? The answer isn't quality, it's social positioning. The handbag becomes a silent message. I belong above average. And the darker truth? Sometimes people buy luxury not to impress others, but to escape their own insecurities. A person feeling invisible suddenly wears a luxury watch and feels respected. Someone struggling emotionally buys designer clothes and temporarily feels powerful. Luxury becomes emotional armor. And brands know this. That's why luxury advertising almost never talks about the actual product. Notice something strange. Rolex commercials rarely discuss watch mechanics. Chanel ads barely explain materials. Louis Vuitton campaigns often look like cinematic art films with mysterious music and emotionally distant models staring into the horizon like they just discovered enlightenment in Paris. Why? Because luxury marketing is selling emotion, not logic. Logic asks, is this worth the price? Luxury branding avoids logic completely. Instead, it targets deeper emotional triggers: status, scarcity, exclusivity, desire, fear of being ordinary, especially the fear of being ordinary. That fear alone generates billions. Luxury brands intentionally make products difficult to obtain. Limited editions, waiting lists, invite-only collections. Not because they need to, because humans value things that appear scarce. Psychologists call this the scarcity effect. The harder something is to get, the more valuable the brain perceives it to be. And luxury brands weaponized this principle decades ago. Hermès mastered it perfectly. You can't just walk into a store and buy certain Birkin bags. Sometimes customers spend tens of thousands first, just for the chance to maybe be offered one later. Think about how insane that is. People are competing for permission to spend more money, and somehow, that increases desire. Because luxury isn't rational, it's emotional theater. But it gets even darker. Luxury brands also create artificial social hierarchies. The moment someone buys into one level of status, another level appears above it. Someone buys a BMW, then suddenly the Porsche owner becomes the new target, then Ferrari, then private jets, then yachts. The ladder never ends, and that's intentional. Because if people ever felt satisfied, the machine would stop. Social media made this infinitely worse. Before Instagram, most people only compared themselves to neighbors or coworkers. Now they compare themselves to billionaires, celebrities, influencers, athletes, and internet millionaires every single day. A normal life suddenly feels inadequate, and luxury brands thrive in environments where people feel emotionally insufficient. That's why some of the wealthiest people on earth quietly avoid visible luxury altogether. Old money often understands something new money doesn't. Real wealth whispers. Insecure wealth screams. Many billionaires wear simple clothes, drive ordinary cars, avoid obvious logos, because once someone truly becomes secure internally, external validation loses power. But luxury branding survives because human insecurity never disappears completely, and honestly, luxury itself isn't evil. Beautiful craftsmanship exists, artistry exists, design matters. The real danger begins when self-worth becomes attached to consumption, when someone starts believing, I am what I own. That's the psychological trap. And modern marketing systems are becoming more sophisticated every year. Today, algorithms study your emotions better than some therapists. Your insecurities become data points. Your desires become advertising targets. Your identity becomes monetized. And luxury brands? They sit at the very top of that pyramid. Because they mastered the oldest human weakness of all, the desire to feel important. The question is, how much are people willing to pay for that feeling? And maybe the even darker question is, what happens when an entire society starts confusing self-worth with price tags? Because at that point, people stop buying products and start buying identities.